and Director of Natural Health Solution, with over 15 years of experience in clinical nutrition and microscopy. This is Wayne Delamore, Head Consultant and Director of Natural Health Solution, with over 15 years of experience in clinical nutrition and microscopy. We specialize in early detection and prevention. We incorporate evidence-based nutrition and science-driven analysis. Tune in to our educational program every Wednesday at 9:05 to 9:55 a.m. right here on the street 91.9 FM. For appointments, call 222-2189 or 304-5816. At Natural Health Solutions, we offer a natural solution to healthy living. This is Wayne Delamore, Head Consultant and Director of Natural Health Solution, with over 15 years of experience in clinical nutrition and microscopy. We specialize in early detection and prevention. We incorporate evidence-based nutrition and science-driven analysis. Tune in to our educational program every Wednesday at 9:05 to 9:55 a.m. right here on the street 91.9 FM. For appointments, call 222-2189 or 304-5816. At Natural Health Solutions, we offer a natural solution to healthy living.
Righteous and faithful, ever true. We lift our hands and sing all praises to the King of matchless worth, of matchless worth.
say good morning to all the listeners on 91.9 this morning. We have lots in store for you today. We want you to keep on this dial. We are live via Facebook, and today I have a lot to share with you. With some interesting topics, dealing with health and nutrition today, and really powerful stuff. We want you to stay right here. Don't touch this dial this morning. Today we'll be talking about our powerful bioresonance technology as it pertains to non-invasive, scientifically validated tool that we are offering to all our customers and clients, and will be clients to the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, to experience this very powerful and non-invasive technology that can assess the body, that can do a lot of early detection as well as diagnostic treatment. And today we'll be discussing that and all these things, how it can work to benefit the human body. So we want you to stay tuned today, not to touch that dial. We have lots to share with you today. So stay tuned. All right, stay tuned, people. Don't touch the dial. Just ensuring one or two things is clear here, and we are live. We are live. Okay, so that's it. Excuse me, people. Just getting our stuff together here. I want to share with you this morning. All right, so today we're discussing this whole issue about diagnostics. Many of us believe that the only way you can get diagnostic treatment is going to the traditional establishment or the lab and stuff like that, but there are other ways that you can assess the body using effective tools that is powerful and that can do a lot in the area of early detection. Remember, people, we want to avoid the dangers of disease. We want to avoid that, and the only way to avoid it is take a proactive approach to that. Of course, in Trinidad and Tobago and in the world, there's an epidemic that is taking place in the world today, but it's a silent one. It's an epidemic. It has reached epidemic proportions, and I refer to it also as a pandemic, a silent one. And that is the range of people in the world that is dealing with the dangers of the non-communicable diseases like diabetes, heart disease, and cancer. Just those three alone. And let me remind you that while we're in a pandemic right now with COVID-19, that any one of these non-communicable diseases I mentioned to you before, by itself is taking out more people individually than COVID-19 is doing in the world right now. That is just a data fact. That's not me saying so. That's not the views of the radio station, 91.9. It's not the views of Natural Health Solution, but it is the statistical fact that heart disease and related diseases, other related problems related to that, is still the #1 killer in the world today. And that's because oftentimes there is late diagnosis, wrong prognosis, late detection, because as a people we tend to just, we only visit a practitioner, whether it's medical or natural, when there may be pain or discomfort. But we don't check them before. But I'm saying to you, once you hit the age of 40 and over, and because of the lifestyle that we're living today, people, we need to take a proactive approach with this so we can live the lives that we're supposed to live. We know we all have to go one day, but it must not be for your number call. It must not be prematurely. Too many of us, all right, especially many of them in the church, and you may ask God to help to reverse the issue. You may be talking to God about healing the problem, and He will, in most cases, once you have faith.
But if you go and you start eating the same thing that you ate before, I'm telling you, the Father will not promote ignorance. There's no reward for the ignorance of eating badly and living a lifestyle that will cause harm to your body. As you know right now, people, it is very important for us to keep our immune system up and up. And I'm going to share some stuff with you today that you could continue to use that will keep your immune system always on the sharp lookout, because your immune system, your body's system, is still the best defense that's available for any viruses, including the COVID-19 today, and it's more equipped. It's more equipped to defend your body than any vaccine in the world. That is a fact. That is a fact once you have it equipped. All right? And we're going to be talking about that today. You'll be talking about our bioresonance feedback, which is the topic today, or biophilia tracker, the power behind this tool in elevating or relieving all these issues that we face today. Let's talk about the ability of this device, this technology, in its detection. Now, these systems are, and they are very affordable as well. What we do is very affordable. One of the best tools in the marketplace. It is very accurate in the area, as I mentioned, of diagnostic systems in the world. It will help your body without the effects of radiation and other modalities. It's non-invasive method, and this powerful tool could be used for preventative measures as well. Now, we have some studies here. We have some data here that I can provide some of you listeners who want to know more about when we compare this with ultrasound. We compare this biofeedback with ultrasound. First and foremost, you need to understand that everything is frequencies. Everything is energy, and energy is frequency. Your organs, your tissues, everything in your body has a specific energy frequency that is much like a fingerprint. It is that detailed. And I'll give an example how this works. I mentioned to you before that everything is energy. Well, if you were to take vitamin A, beta carotene, which converts into vitamin A, is going to help to improve the eyes, the retina, anything to do with the eyes. All right? It's going to help with the immune system as well. If you take vitamin Bs, and that is because of the frequency that the beta carotene is aligned with the frequency of the eyes, so there's a correlation, much like if you're tuning a guitar. If you take vitamin Bs is going to help you in what area? It's going to help to build the blood. It's going to help with bone building and formation as well. Vitamin Bs, because Bs has a wide range of Bs available. These can also help you with the nervous system. They can help you with blood building for those of you who have issues with low blood count or anemia. All right? And of course, it can help you with the endocrine system as it pertains to nerves and stuff like that. So Bs are important. Now, why doesn't the vitamin B help with the big toe, for example? All right? Why does the vitamin A assist with the healing of the eyes and not some area in your back, for example? Because of this thing we call frequencies and energy that is becoming more and more popular today as we begin to understand the nature of how these things work. When you pray and you believe, what you're creating there is an atmosphere, particular energy atmosphere, all right? That is going to help your body to calm. It's going to bring your body in homeostasis, and it will help with healing. All right? This is why the right environment is important for healing. This is why if you were to use heavy metal music, for example, with your plants, and this has been studied, those plants, that negative energy, plants tend to die in an environment of negative energy. All right? And if you play a different frequency of music, those plants, any living organism will flourish. So this is just an example of the importance of the right energy, the right frequency. This is why sometimes people say, you know, I need to get the right vibes. All right? We call it different names, but it has to do with the right energy. We are talking about energy medicine. We are also talking about a technology that uses energy to pinpoint where there is deficiencies in the body where there are nutritional, deficiencies in the system. We can see the pathology of the system as well. So we compare this, the data compares this with ultrasound, with MRI, and different types of technology that have been used over the years. So when we're talking about the biophilia, Natural Health Solutions, we're having a special, this month, a special 25% off on anybody who come to do a full body assessment with our biophilia tracker, which is the latest, one of the latest in biofeedback technology. And as the word indicates, there's a sensor that goes over the head, and that sensor communicates to the brain, the command center, and that information goes into the body, and we get a feedback from every organ or tissue that can pinpoint where there's a problem in the body. But I think what I love about this is the early warning signs, the early warning indicators that this will have with the body. Very, very powerful. So we're talking about detecting the areas of pathology. When we talk about pathology, we are talking about what is the nature of the problem. What is the problem that's occurring? So it will tell you, okay, you have a blood problem, you sickle cell, you have a blood problem which is low blood count or anemia. Okay, based on what the pancreas is happening in the pancreas, you're having issues with blood sugar or diabetes. So this is what we talk about the pathology, exactly what we're talking about. This technology will also dive very deeply into microbiology, all right? So all the microbes, all the stuff in the body, those microorganisms that live in the body, the parasites, the fungus, the molds, the spores, all right? Viruses, host viruses that we are seeing popping up today. All these things are detected in this system. We look at the biochemistry, immunology of the system, all right? And we can put together a range of what we call nutraceuticals. So we're talking about natural medicines that is, of course, proven with science that can help to elevate the body. We can better detect what's happening, and we can better put together a protocol for healing. It takes the guesswork out of everything we do. All right? So this system goes very deep. You could actually see on the screen the organ or tissue that is being scanned. You can see that on the screen, and you will get, at the end of the day, we will put together, we will calibrate everything that's going on in the system. You'll get a full readout, and that full readout will tell us everything that is going on with the body systems that we selected. All right? So we're talking about a comprehensive assessment that can tell you 2 to 5 years ahead of issues that will affect the body if not dealt with right now. And this is what I'm talking about, the early detection, so we can prevent people. All right, we can prevent. So we have over 5,000 different areas we're testing, what we call etalons in the system. And we can check and see what's going on with the food, the type of food you're eating, how they affect the body, all the different systems, the immune system, the lymphatic system, the skeleton area, the endocrine system. The entire body is being tested here. The entire body is being tested, and we are scanning and detecting all the different conditions that affect the body. All right. At the end of that, we can pinpoint where the problem is, where the major problem is, and then we have a proper method of reversing those conditions, which include adjustments in your eating. Of course, diet is a big factor. How we deal with stress, because we can pick up stress markers as well. Ways that you can deal and manage stress, how we can bring the body in homeostasis, and of course, using the right organic nutrients and functional medicine that require to bring your body back up to the balance. So let me just look at some of the areas that the average person come at Natural Health Solutions that will get evaluated based on these areas. Depending on where your problem is, as I mentioned, we always tend to look at the cardiovascular area, especially if you're over 40. Because we have the problem of blood viscosity, which is an issue, meaning that the texture of the blood is heavy, is thick, based on what you're eating, cause the blood to be very thick, and it hinder oxygen to be able to uptake properly on a cellular level. With the lack of oxygen and hydration, the blood starts to get very thick. You may experience shallow breathing or shortness of breath as one of those issues as well. You're going to have cardiovascular problems because the heart have to work harder. The kidneys have to work harder in its filtration. And there's a lot of debris and issues in the blood that could affect you as well. We also deal with the whole issue of cholesterol because that is a concern for some people, but I am here to tell you today that cholesterol is not the real problem. All right, it is not the real issue that we need to face and deal with. All right, because for example, I like to say, and this is a joke, cholesterol is like a black man. He's at the crime scene, but he did not commit the crime. All right, and my clients normally laugh when I tell them that. Now, how I explain that is basically, your body produces cholesterol. The liver produces cholesterol. And the liver produces cholesterol, quite a lot of cholesterol as well, because it is an important ingredient for the body. And I believe, I have other colleagues in the field believe that in the near future, all right, in the near future, they will refer to cholesterol as an important nutrient for the body. In other words, the scientific industry will catch up with what a lot is saying right now, that this is an important nutrient and not to be looked at as such a danger to the body. It means that if it is you're eating a lot of acid-based stuff, people, it means the system becomes very acid. What does acid does? Acid burns, right? It burns the system. And this is why we need to keep the pH balance in our blood, for example, at about 7.365. All right, it needs to be just above, slightly alkaline. And most of the organs in the body, excuse me, needs to be also alkaline. The only area in the body that really needs high levels of acidity is the stomach, and that is for the purpose of breaking down the foods and digestion. All right, stomach acids are very, very strong. And that's why I said before, the lining of the stomach is really impervious to these strong acids. All right. So let's look at this here. So when you eat badly and there's a lot of debris in the blood, just like a river, and as the blood flows through the blood vessels, it begins to drop all this debris. And all that acid stuff in there is going to start to burn the inner lining of the blood vessels. Let's just leave it as that, right? We have the arteries, we have different areas of the body, they call it different names. So when that burning takes place, the body will call for cholesterol to cool the area. Cholesterol is coming in there to really help. But because you continue to eat a lot of acid stuff and the system is again causing a burn in the inner lining of the blood vessels, the body will bring cholesterol to help to cool it down. It's also something can be used to cool the body down. All right, and as some of you may know, cholesterol is very important for sexual organs, most of the sexual organs, and the hormones, sexual hormones. We're talking about the testosterone, we're talking about the estrogen and all these different hormones, all right, which has a tremendous a lot of cholesterol content in them. We have myelin, which is something that actually covers the brain. All right, so you have a protectant to the brain. It's called myelin, and that is made up of 90% of cholesterol. So cholesterol is very important. There's a lot of different benefits and components for cholesterol. So it's not really the bad guy. It's just that there's an accumulation. Again, because of how you eat, and the body is trying to cool the system down. But after a time, guess what? With that cholesterol and other debris falling there, it starts to calcify. It starts to calcify, and it's a problem. So you can understand why some people will say in the health field that cholesterol is a bad thing, and some will say it's not a bad thing. It's just the way how you look at it, either the glass half full or half empty. But what I'm saying very clearly, it is not the culprit of the problem. It is not the culprit. So what we do at Natural Solution, we look to remove the acid from the body. so that there's no burning in the inner walls of the blood vessels. And if there's no burning there, there's no need for the body to bring the coolant. You know, like we buy coolant for the vehicle. All right, just giving you some examples that you can relate to. There's no need for that. There's no need for that because there is no burning in the inner linings of the walls, so there's no need for this high amounts of cholesterol that the body needs to bring to cool it down. So what we need to do is really balance the body's pH, and we need to clean the blood. Once we clean the blood, there's no set of debris, which is that residue that can build up by water in the blood, and it can calcify over time, causing the plaque formation, which has a lot of cholesterol in it in the blood vessels, people. So at Natural Health Solution, of course, we can detect that very clearly through our bio feedback technology. And of course, we have natural ways to deal with that. One of our powerful products we mentioned before is our Cardio Restore, which has a component of vitamin K2, which is critical. And what this does, it's special enzymes that go below the bed or the wall of the endothelium lining within the arteries, and it simply lifts the plaque up. That accumulated stuff there that's calcified, and lifts it up, and the immune system is able to bring what we call the macrophages, and that can gobble up and eat up all this, this residue that's building up in the inner walls and causing it to get stiff. And of course, with that stiffness, you will have other problems, cardiovascular problems, right? Because the blood cannot flow properly, there's no elasticity, everything starts to get very stiff, and you have blood pressure problem where the blood have to be pushing against the walls. You have insufficient blood flow to the heart and the brain, and heart cells and brain cells begin to die. Heart cells and brain cells begin to die. With our biofeedback, we can detect that. Not only can we detect that, but we can use metatherapy frequencies to help to strengthen the heart muscles. Why? Because we talk about energy. Let me tell you today, people, there are more ways to heal the body than there is to get sick. And this was told to me many years ago by a very, very wise man in the area of healthcare. And it's so true. So I'm talking about energy today. All right? We can use energy frequencies to help to strengthen the energy factor, because at the end of the day, when you go below the cell nucleus and everything, what you have is energy, pure energy. All right? We are energy beings. So this will help to bring what I call homeostasis, balance. It will help to relax the cells, and it will bring more energy, helping to build back the system. And of course, we're adding other protocol to that. So we're also looking at gastrointestinal issues. Those of you who have digestive problems, I would say that in Trinidad and Tobago, 95% of people have or had dealing with issues of the digestion. Digestion is critically important. You can't talk more about it. And as I said before, digestion starts from the brain. The minute you see the food or you think about the food, the salivary glands start to kick in, and then you have to masticate your food properly, meaning chewing your food properly. So just by chewing your food properly will help to extend your life. All right, remember, some of you who are eating and you're junking and then you're drinking as well, your stomach is on a blender. All right, and we have one stomach, unlike many animals that have several stomachs, and they could compartmentalize everything. We want to just eat just like all some of the animals eating, and we can't. Well, let's just say we shouldn't. All right, so based on the time we have here today, let me stick on topic. Gastrointestinal issues, genital issues, urinary tract problems, people. You want to know what's going on in urinary tract? Ask to take a bio feedback scan. I had to take our biofeedback scan because that we can dive into the urinary system. We can see if you have UTI problems, because oftentimes these UTI problems could go from the bladder straight up to the ureter to the kidneys. All right, and that is a problem you can have for quite some time. We have genital areas, again, muscular skeleton issues. It can detect muscular skeleton, problems. We can see problems in the bronchia, the pulmonary system. we could see the endocrine system. Now, the endocrine system is very important. As I mentioned before, it is one of the major fluids in the body, apart from blood. So you have the blood, which bring nutrients and foods to the body. You have the lymphatic system, which removes waste from the body. All right, two very important systems. One bring nutrients and food. The other one remove the waste. And the endocrine system is what moves the system. That's the controller. So oftentimes when people dealing with stress or lack of sleep, things like that, we can balance that by focusing on helping to balance the endocrine system. Visual and hearing problems can also be detected with this powerful approach and this powerful technique, guys. We can also detect a lot of that from looking at our biofeedback system. In addition to that, we also looking at the nervous system, which is very important, as some of you may know. Now, again, we know stress is a big factor of that, and stress is giving away free these days. All right, everybody have a little bit of that, but it's how you deal with it. It is how you deal with stress. Stress is something that you have to manage. You can't allow it to manage you. And I know it's easier said than done, but oftentimes we stress and we fuss about things that we have no control over. And that's a definition of insanity. If you have no control over a thing, over people, you can pray about it, as I tell my clients, and let the chips fall where it may. All right? Focus on moving, changing you. Rather than trying to change people, focus on changing you. And it means now the problem will not affect you the way it used to affect you before, simply because of your approach. You have a new mindset. You have a new mindset. But I tell my clients, prayer is a big part of healing, because prayer also conjures the powerful healing frequencies that can heal the body. All right? Now, when you pray about something, as I tell my clients, you cannot pray about something and then prepare a letter in case, the Almighty doesn't come true based on your request. You're shooting yourself in the leg there. You have to pray with that high levels of confidence. All right? You cannot pray about something and then prepare a letter just in case, the Father didn't get you with what your request was. It doesn't work that way. All right? So a lot of these things in managing stress and really bringing in those good frequencies like laughter and hugs and kisses and, once you're married, people, sex, that is also something that could create good endorphins, powerful endorphins, and this is referred to in the scientific community as powerful medicine. These endorphins are powerful medicine that will help to heal the body. All right? There are stories where people have literally laughed their way out of cancer, and just by creating a different environment, eating a lot of fresh foods and fresh air, the ocean, sunlight. There's so much I can tell you that I don't want to go into. I don't want to lose track of what we're talking about that can really help the body to balance and heal. All right? And of course, there's the opposite, by you getting angry and building a lot of rage. And let me just mention, sometimes people, when they're angry or they're upset, they will say, some people will say, don't get my acid, in the fact that this person get my real acid, boy. I'm sure you have heard that term already, listeners. And so that term is literally what happens to your body. The minute you get very angry or a lot of rage, your body becomes acidic. It is just amazing, because it's the wrong frequency. It's the wrong energy. And that energy conjures a lot of acid in the body. And that weakens the organs, as you know. When you get angry, there's a lot of rage that builds up in liver. There's a lot of heat builds up in liver, and it causes problems. Somebody looking really, really nice, and for example, you see this beautiful lady one morning driving, and you gave her a bad drive, let's say accidentally, and you see that face just change dramatically in a short space of time. Now, if you find out what was her breakfast may be a burger and a cup of coffee. That is a very acidic breakfast, and if you're eating like that, it's easier for you to get angry. Do you know that, people? Do you know it's easier for you to get angry if you're eating other acidic foods? And if you're eating other foods that will cool the system, All right, a lot of fruits and vegetables and things like cucumbers and pawpaw and pumpkin, things that will cool the system. You're a lot cooler dealing with issues, because food have a direct impact in our body chemistry, and our body chemistry have a direct impact in our mood. Do you know that? All right, these are some of the things that we look at Natural Health Solutions. All right, so just to look at our time, we are unable to take any calls today. Of course, we are live on Facebook as well, but it's complete. Let me give you those numbers now, people where you can call, and you want to benefit from the special we have on our advanced bioresonance, our biofeedback, our what we call biophilia tracker technology. All right, you can call 304-5816. Pick up the phone and make that call today because you want a complete body scan. You want a proper assessment with early detection, things that happen in your body right now that you're not aware of. Why? Because there's no pain or discomfort associated with it. And in your mind, because there's no pain or discomfort, you feel you're okay. And that is not so. People who become diabetics and they develop cancer and stuff, people, that don't happen overnight. This is years in its developmental stages. And if you are fortunate enough to use a technology that can detect early what's happening so that you could avert that problem in the first place, it means you can change your destiny in terms of how you live and how long you live. Literally. All right? So again, those numbers are 304-5816, all right? And 732-9187. That's our Tobago branch. This service is also available in Tobago. Or Tobago listeners, guys, you're tuning in right now. You're hearing this in Tobago. You can call the number 732-9187, and you can get all about that special we have on our bio tracker, the latest in biofeedback technology. All right. This technology is not popular at the moment in Trinidad. Just a few persons, to my knowledge, but certainly you want to have the benefit of doing one of these very informative scan, which will deal with early detection as well as diagnostics as well. We could also look at the biochemical analysis of the blood without interference. So without sticking the finger, we can see a good bit of what's happening in the blood. Of course, our blood analysis is always something which is still powerful because you can see the visuals. So I'll always be promoting our live blood. But this scan can pick up issues affecting there. We could also pick up infections in the organs, systems. We can pick up things like viruses. In this scan, bacteria, fungus, protozoas, we can pick up those, different type of infections, things like staphylococcus, these type of bacteria that can cause serious problem, streptococcus as well. So I wouldn't name out these different type of organisms for you. It may not make sense, but definitely we can deal with these areas. We could look at qualitative assessment of the hormones levels, the hormonal level. We're talking about the adrenals, the pituitary gland, the pancreas, the thyroid, the gonads, all right? Levels of immunity. We can see allergies as well, very important. In terms of other testing that we can do with this system, it will show you the pathology, as I mentioned before, and the microorganisms. We could also test, some of the dangers of the foods you're eating. One of the benefits of this technology is that we can use, again, metatherapy to help to relax the nervous system and to help to get the right energy flow in from a cellular level, thereby helping the body in its healing process. Very powerful, very effective. Very powerful, very effective. And so once we see these markers, for example, we have been seeing a lot of cancer markers and stuff like that, it means we work with a couple of labs as well. So oftentimes we'll send you by a medical lab just for verification because, people are comfortable with that. So we send you in mainstream medicine to verify, all right? One of those areas that we can see what's going on in your system, get a proper diagnostics. And let me tell you something that we have experienced, people. Every time we recommend somebody based on these markers that we are seeing, these cancer markers and stuff like that, almost all the times that is so. So they confirm it. And some of these labs are amazed that we can detect these things very early. And so they pinpoint the assessment, and yes, they say, okay, this is in the early warning stages, whether it's cancer stage 1 or stage 2. But the thing about it is detecting these things early so that you have a better chance of surviving and overcoming these health challenges, people. And this is what we are talking about at Natural Health Solutions. So you definitely want to pick up that phone and call that number right now. There's really too much of information to share with you, even within this period we have here. So those numbers to call for an appointment in Trinidad, that number is 304-5816. You can send your text and WhatsApp messages to me at that number as well. Number in Tobago, 732-9187, 732-9187. You can also send text as well as WhatsApp and that message as well. So you want to take a proactive approach. You want to know what's going on with you. You have young children, teenagers. This is the best time to get this special. This is the best price available for this level of technology. All right. We take at least an hour to assess a person. This is not something that we do. This is not a quick thing that we do, people. And for some of you who want to go deeper in our meta-therapies and homeopathic remedies, we can take up to 2 hours with a client, because it's not about rushing. It's about the attentive personal care that's required to do this assessment. Okay, people? So you're talking about analysis of the system. You're talking about looking at conditions like allergies, ADHD, acute infection problems, bronchial or asthma problems, autoimmune diseases, degenerative organ disease, things like rheumatoid disease, things like in the area of gynecology, as I mentioned before, with the ladies and stuff like that, the men in the area of prostate problems, what is it causing painful menstrual issues, prenatal treatments, all these things. What is the nature of your headaches? And sometimes you might be getting all these terrible headaches and not knowing it's something simple as all you have to do is just cut out that cheese you're eating. And that's the first thing I tell people when they come to the clinic. You're getting headaches, you don't know what's causing it. Do you love dairy? Do you love dairy-based products? Stop eating that. And just by stopping that, guess what? The headache go. Or you may need a good gut cleanse. There's a definite relation between the gut and the brain. Some experts say we have three brain, and those 3 brains are the one you're familiar with is in your head, the heart, and of course the gut, because they all operate with neurons that send and receive messages and commands and stuff like that. All right. So when you feel pain and anguish on certain things, you feel it in your gut, in your belly. You don't feel it in your brain. So there's a relationship there. And sometimes you're getting headaches because guess what? You have to clean the gut. The gut is congested, it's compacted fecal matter, stuff like that in there. Pockets of fecal matter and gas, having you very gaseous, so you're belching, you're burping, you're flatulent, so, releasing a lot of wind. You go to the bathroom and it's like you went to the gas station, all right? Always very, very gaseous. And, there are things that can help you with those issues. Our biofeedback technology will detect these things. And so we can help you to deal with these issues by just picking up that phone and call right now. Don't procrastinate when you come into your health, people. I'm telling you, don't procrastinate when you come into your health. All right? That's not something you want to do. You want to keep healthy. You want to keep your immune system strong. At Natural Solution, we can tell you some simple things you can do at home to keep your immune system strong. All right? And we just have to start to eat cleaner, people. I'm speaking to myself as well. You can't be using all those dairy-based products. You can't be eating all those red meat. All right? You can't be using that amount of fast food like you eat before. Cut down on it. At least take a 50% reduction of that. You only eat, let's say you only eat fast foods on a Friday. 1 day a week. The rest of the week, you're eating healthy. You're eating all your grains and your fruits and stuff like that, and your grains and your fibers and stuff like that. You know, cut out these things. Listen, we're in a time of a pandemic. We're in a time of all kind of stuff is happening, some natural, some unnatural. We're not going to deal with those implications right now on air, but certainly if you keep your immune system in a good position, I'm telling you, it will protect you. It will protect you. All right, we're going to dive into that sometime, of course, but your immune system, your body's defenses is so intuitive, is so brilliant. It could protect you better than any vaccine. And let me be very clear. The medicine, I am not against vaccines, all right? There are times when you use it, it can help you, all right? Medicine, as it is very, very good when coming to acute problems and trauma, all right? Emergency situations. And we have seen it help to save many lives over the years. When you're dealing with degenerative conditions, you know, where the body degenerates, you need a different approach. And the immune system can detect things. In other words, the immune system is not specific. The body will produce antigens, all right, which is not specific to any specific kind of bacterial virus. Whichever form the bacterial virus comes in, the body produces antigen that can detect that is non-specific. And I'll talk more about that. It is non-specific. However, when you take a particular medicine, it is very, very specific in terms of what it has to target to kill. All right? And if that germ or bacteria or virus mutate, in other words, if it changed clothes, it was wearing a red suit today and tomorrow it's using a white suit, it means that specific antibody, which is coming from another source from medicine, it will not detect it. But our immune system is so intelligent, it is non-specific, meaning that it will detect those viruses and bacteria. It doesn't matter what clothes they wear, whatever colors change. And that is the beauty about the human system as opposed to synthetic. All right? So that is what we offer at Natural Health Solution, people. We are saying you have to be informed because what you don't know can hurt you. Matter of fact, what you don't know can kill you. Pick up your phone and call right now, people. The number to call is 304-5816. You wanna call that number. You wanna call our number in Tobago and book an appointment and enjoy for the rest of the month of March 25% off. All right, our specials on the biofeedback. You're asking for the specials on the biofeedback technology. That's what you want to do. And you're going to get a lot of information about that. So if you are viewing on Facebook, you can see our location and numbers that you can call. All right, 304-5816. Or Tobago numbers is 732-9187. So we are nearing the end, people. We are saying, listen, be proactive on your health. Call Natural Health Solutions. We have lots of experience, competent staff. And by the way, let me mention to you very quickly, we have two of the best massage therapists, chiropractic massage, medical massages, all available here as well. Those of you suffering with back, neck, and shoulder problems, you're suffering with problems of nerve damage, sciatic nerve damage, issues like that, recovering from either stroke or arthritis and stuff like that. You have these massages that work well in alleviating pain, aligning the body, and bringing back some balance and mobility to the human body. So again, pick up that phone and call right now, 304-5816.
This is Wayne Delamore, Head Consultant and Director of Natural Health Solution. With over 15 years of experience in clinical nutrition and microscopy, we specialize in early detection and prevention. We incorporate evidence-based nutrition and science-driven analysis. Tune in to our educational program every Wednesday at 9:05 to 9:55 a.m. right here on the street, 91.9 FM. For appointments, call 222-2189 or 304-5816. At Natural Health Solutions, we offer a natural solution to healthy living.